Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. And I'm gonna play a video, see if I got a good signal. I want to welcome my new subscribers and encourage everybody to go through my video library for a lot of different videos that have been covering what's been happening, and I could say the weather, because I've been covering the storm. So anyway, my thumbnail, I got Kamala is being distanced by her compadres. But let me go ahead and play this video and see if I got a good signal and it's playing smoothly. And when people get in the chats, they can let me know how it's doing.
Yeah, Kamala has allowed 21 million people, at least, probably more than that, to enter our country. Many of them are murderers, they're drug dealers, they're people we don't want. They're terrorists a lot. We have the largest number of terrorists in our country right now that we've ever had, according to the records. All allowed by the worst border security in history, and that's Kamala. She was the border czar. I watched her make a fool out of herself on Bret Baier. She was the border czar. She doesn't know what she's doing. This is a woman that doesn't have a clue. Frankly, I think they should put back Biden. And now, based on the numbers, I think I'm doing better against her than I am against Biden. So maybe Biden will go back. They'll do it a third time.
Ha ha ha. Do you think they're going to take Trump's advice and bring back Biden? Obama didn't look like he was up for it. I don't know. Maybe Trump knows something we don't know. And I really think that Biden is, to a large degree, out of necessity, cooperating with what's going on. Speaking of what's going on, let me see here. I got a few posts that I put up. Oh, ha ha ha. This is what Kamala made me think of. This is an old meme. Stop talking about Trump, I can't. Hi, sissy, how you doing? Angela, nice to see you. Good, it's 5x5. Debbie, how you doing? Kim, Mac, how you doing? Been a while. Gloria, I want to thank Mike and Bev for helping sponsor tonight's program. They went by buy me a coffee, and so I might be on the big screen tonight. Ha ha. So anyway, that's good. That's good. I'm glad I did a picture show. But I guess I'm still entertaining to watch when I do a talkie. But anyway, you might want to grab that little screenshot there and put it on your meta page. If you got any fun groups you're in that are politically oriented, people should be lightening up a bit, lighten up a little bit and have fun out of life. Like, what was that football player? He told Sandra Day O'Connor, lighten up, Sandy. John Riggins. That's what we need to tell these people. Lighten up a little bit. But I think we're at a stage where we thought we've been at before. Or maybe we've been in it for a while. The hunters become the hunted. And boy, hadn't the Hunter Biden thing been quiet. Been very quiet. A lot of things have been quiet. The 60 Minutes debacle is quiet. They could be fined very, very heavily automatically by the FCC. And they could have their license suspended, their program suspended. If we start seeing reruns, Lost in Space, Everybody Loves Raymond, oh yeah, that's a good one to play. Make all the Palestinian River to the Sea crowd mad. put Everybody Loves Raymond on there, and Jerry Seinfeld wearing a little beanie on the back of their head. But anyway, I went back in my archives today. So much so that I got to rewatch Mr. T's rally because I couldn't pay attention to it. I was listening and also going through a lot of stuff from 2 years back, 1 year back, 3 years back. and I bumped them up in the schedule here so I can go over them in future broadcasts, including this one. Like the Covfefe. Trump reposted that, okay? And that was about a year ago. And I went over that. Covfefe means I will stand. And we know Goggle took that term out of the dictionary. And I told that story. I was laid up, and I wasn't anywhere into this broadcasting business, just a consumer of videos. And I looked it up, and I saw it. I saw it when I goggled it. Covfefe, what it meant to say, I will stand, or I won't back down, or something of that ilk. And everybody's making fun of him, saying he misspelled coffee. Then they took that definition out completely. You can't find it anywhere. So it's Arabic. I ought to ask Christian Prince about that. He would know. But anyway, so yeah, we heard that Google was going to prohibit what they consider to be campaign ads from the day of the polls close for a couple of weeks, no specified length of time. In other words, when the you-know-what hits the fan, and we try to point it out, they could say, we are campaigning for Mr. T, when we're trying to say, hey, we spotted something. Hey, this was reported. That's what I think it's going to be. Hi, Angela. Hi, Lone Wolf. Jersey Joe. How you doing? Pappy Two Bears. Nice to see you. Rebecca. Tennessee. Jet lag's here. Tennessee's here. All right. David. Yeah, I try to find some stuff. I got one of them we'll leave up for a while. Hi, KNS. Nice to see you. Gloria. So I got one that I had a long time ago when I very first started broadcasting. And I'm going to leave it up because I like it. It's Mr. T when it's all said and done, and he gives a debriefing after everybody's been rounded up. Battle damage assessment. Then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that up for a while because we got a lot of nervous people out there. Hi, Em. How you doing? Got a lot of nervous people. And rightfully so. Speaking of nervous people, I got a clip. Where is it? If I had an assistant, I could do these a little better. But here we go. This one ends up with Al Sharpton. Don't forget, Al Sharpton owed in excess of $1 million to the I.R.S. right? So, yeah, he's in this clip, but they're all nervous. Look at her face. Does that look like a nervous face? Especially all that plastic that they stuffed in there and stretched it out, ironed it, and everything like that. She still looks all nervous. But anyway, let me go ahead and play this.
This isn't a Republican Party right now.
No.
And they know it. So there are those who were like, wow, this isn't the party I recognize. But what's the permission structure? Are you hearing it from any of your Republican friends in the business community that can be created for a vote for Kamala Harris at a time like this?
You know, I talk, as we all talk to a lot of people who vote for Trump, and I say to them, and I still can't figure out, do they not believe it or do they not care? Do they not understand that our freedom is on the line? Do they not get that, or do they just not care? Do they take freedom for granted at this point? And I challenge people, and I say, you do understand that he will turn on this country, and he will turn us into Hungary. Do you not understand the freedoms that started, as you brought it up? It started with Roe v. Wade. It will continue. It will continue by putting his enemies in jail. It will continue on having unfree media. are there people around this table that are really worried? Rev, are you worried going forward? You're on a list if Donald Trump is elected, yes or no?
I'm convinced I'll be on the list.
I am too.
I don't know how we're not going to be.
And think about that. This is America. This is the United States of America, and people in the media, like the Rev, have to be concerned that they may be on a list. I have people saying to me, Donnie, are you worried? This is America.
Rev. He calls him Rev. Yeah, mail order Reverend. And the beliefs that Al Sharpton espouses have the nerve to refer to him as a reverend. And permission slip, we need a permission slip like any Republicans are going to vote for Kamala. Anybody that says they're going to vote for Kamala ain't a Republican. It's real simple. It's real simple. And Donnie Doy, she looks like he's putting on some pounds. I don't know. I don't know what he's got in his closet, but a lot of them are very uncomfortable. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Ronald, how you doing? Let's see here. Gary's here. Sherry's here. Island Girl's here. All right. Nice to see you all. Nice to see you. So, as I'm keeping in my head this looming 24th, I believe it is, of October with the possible government shutdown. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying don't be surprised. Even as far as what Biden said the other day about Trump being arrested. They might pull that. Who knows what they might pull? Something might go boom, boom on the big day. Hi, Benjamin. Just expect the unexpected and stay calm because they're trying to get a reaction out of people. I had a couple of articles. I'll put them in, I think, Sunday's broadcast where they're trying to set people up. All right, like in North Carolina, be very careful. They're putting out rumors that people are running around with sidearms, with a chip on their shoulder for FEMA, and hey, they can turn that into some kind of exaggerated situation where they can respond with violence. You be careful when you deal with these people. Don't ever lose your cool. And remember, if you don't take care of yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. That's the lesson to be learned. If the government can get their head and their backside wired right and help, fine, great. But don't count on it. Make sure you can take care of yourself, your friends, your loved ones, and the rest is gravy. But one good thing after Kamala's getting roasted and after her interview was such a disaster, she got $750 from FEMA after her disaster with Brett Baer. You might want to get a screenshot of that and put it up there. Yeah, I saw it on Telegram, and it was even being reported by the Ruski News that there were these militia running around with and intimidating people, saying they're weren't get what they're supposed to from the government. Of course, they're all being painted as right wing. Oh, your punctuation looks fine to me, Angela. Yeah, you're at the wrong rally. Hi, Ronald. Yeah, I saw that. I could have got a clip of it, but, I think that whole thing was staged. I think it was staged. She had that comeback, and like she's in control and level-headed, but they don't realize that they're just like the skit she had for the dinner. They're tone deaf. They don't realize they offended a lot of people with that. So anyway, speaking of that dinner, here's the one clip. Let me see. Here's Joe. I find this interesting. His interactions with Schumer were very interesting. He brought up that he gave Schumer a check many years ago, his first check when Schumer was trying to run for office. And then I came across a post, which I'll put up later on if I remember it, how Schumer's playing a role with this Judge Engoron thing. But anyway, here's one thing that I was laughing about yesterday about Chuck Schumer.
Coming in very, very strong, a certain way. I won't tell you what way that is, but Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
That's a good clip. That's a good clip. How woke you become, you be the first woman president. And he's sitting there, he's got to smile, he's got to take it. And hey, that's what the Al Smith dinner is all about. You can't have a hissy fit at the Al Smith dinner. And that's why Kamala didn't show up. She couldn't keep herself from having a hissy fit. Hi, Bill. How you doing? Miss Mendersu. How you doing? Cola. Nice to see you. Did I miss anybody? If I missed anybody, I apologize. Just scooting through the chats. MS Motorsports. How you doing? So, anyway, that's in another extended clip I'll play. But in my thumbnail, I've got that Democrats are running away from Kamala. As a matter of fact, they're even using Trump in their advertising. In what is it, Wisconsin and somewhere else. Let me see. I've got it in here somewhere. Well, I might as well put this post up where Trump, let's see. This is where the Nathan, let's see, what's his name? Nathan Symington, FCC. Interesting. Big if true. We'll look into it. At the bottom says, CBS accused of significant and intentional news distortion in FCC complaint. You know, anybody that sees it on a broadcast, not cable, but they're airwave broadcasts that we get with the Obama boxes without cable, that sees misinformation can make a formal complaint to the FCC, and it's got to be investigated. Let's see, which one did Trump put up a complaint? 60 Minutes should be immediately taken off the air. Election interference. CBS should lose its license. This is the biggest scandal in broadcast history. Kamala should be investigated and forced off the campaign, and Joe Biden allowed to take back his rightful place. He got 14 million primary votes. And there you see Fox News. CBS has been accused of significant and intentional news distortion in a complaint the Center for American Rights filed with the Federal Communications Commission. All right. What are you going to do now? Here, let me get these. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to play that in a little bit. Open note to President Trump. Trump retruth this. So I don't know if y'all want to do any recreational Dropbox watching. On Friday, citizens will begin streaming live ballot Dropbox surveillance video from their phones and cameras onto open.inc. open.inc. The streams will be made available to all Americans, to all the world, without charge. Oh boy. Our goal is to get eyes on a process so flawed that it is capable of turning elections into a playground for the criminals who run them, as demonstrated in our movie. I got to watch that, what I say, but you know it's 2000, and then the other word is the other word for donkeys. We built the @OpenLink platform several years ago. You may remember we dedicated the platform to you through a video our team created about the life and accomplishments of your uncle, John G. Trump. We've been hearing a lot about Donald Trump's uncle, right? About the suitcase NUKE, all right? That he was friends with Tesla, got some of his work. The streams, along with the largest collection of J, and then the other number is 6, and millions of searchable documents from American history, will be permanently stored away from the censors of free speech that are big tech. Oh, so that's where we might have to go if Goggle tries to mess us up. Catherine and I, along with our teams and colleagues, thank you for making America great again. I'll have to take a look at that. Open.inc collections. I can dump a bunch of stuff there, couldn't I? A bunch of stuff. People could just go through and enjoy. We'll check that out. Well, now here's a video I can't show. But I can tell. Texas National Guard soldiers fire tear gas and rubber bullets at illegals trying to enter the country. See those 2 words right there with double L's in them? I'm technically not allowed to say either one of those 2 words. Starts with a B and starts with an I with 2 L's in it. Isn't that crazy? I have to talk like I'm, I don't know, crazy. Here, what's this? Jack Pozo. Oh, this is wild. Breaking. Trump assassin Ryan Wesley Routh asks Judge Eileen Cannon to recuse herself from his criminal case because she was appointed by the person he tried to unalive. Oh, he wants a Judge Kaplan or a Judge Engoron. Would-be Trump assassin asked Judge Eileen Cannon to recuse herself from his criminal case. Taken together, these unprecedented facts and circumstances might create an appearance of partiality in the mind of the public. Accordingly, the Constitution and the federal... Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, get out of here. She doesn't need to recuse herself. Ha ha. Boy, at the same time, Jack Smith can run around from state to state trying to chase Trump, going from Eileen Cannon to Judge Chutkin. By the way, I got a notification today. Judge in Trump 2020 election interference case rules that records evidence to be unsealed Friday. They call accusations evidence. They call rumors evidence. They call finger pointing evidence. 12 hours ago, Judge Tanya Chutkin denied Donald Trump's latest request to delay the release of court records and exhibits in his 2020 election until after the election. Right? No, she wants to give them carte blanche to dump a bunch of garbage out so the media jackals can go over it with bated breath and make up stuff. Here's something else from Posobiec I thought was interesting. White House official The Al Smith dinner is hitting like a bad hangover this morning. Kay was too upset to watch it live, so she tried to catch up just now, but stopped after the nanny joke. It's already a don't talk to her kind of day, and it's not even 9 a.m. She's into Grey Goose, you know it. I put in on a comment on Truth Social. It got like 45 hearts that her liver was going to be taking a beating over that. I was talking about Brett Baer, not even the roast. Somebody said it wasn't a roast; it was a cremation. I think I got that in my studio here. But anyway, 500 years from now, they will never believe us that a figure such as Trump actually existed. That one individual could face imprisonment, survive multiple assassinations, and keep fighting for his country. It will seem impossible. They will think we made him up. There's some kind of mythical figure. It couldn't have been anybody like that. They'd have folded like a cheap chair. Here we go. There we go. Cumulative, because now the narrative Kamala's campaign is putting out is Trump is old. Trump is, what are they saying about him? He's falling apart and he can't focus and all he thinks about is himself and he has no energy and he's unfit and all this gibberish. Cumulative media appearances since becoming their party's nominee. Look at that difference. Trump is out every single day, popping up here, popping up there, popping up at barbershops, popping up at interviews, popping up at press conferences, popping up at rallies. And, she gets out there and makes an idiot of herself. Speaking of that, and what I was going to do was put a clip of Joe babbling, just stuttering and mumbling and babbling. Just pretend like that you've already seen that. And then you see this clip. Then it makes sense. Because other than talking about Joe, it makes no sense.
Never again have the privilege of standing behind the seal of the President of the United States. Never again. Never again. Never again.
Isn't that pitiful? There's a longer clip of that with another 5 seconds of her screaming. And I'll tell you what it reminded me of. Let me see if I can find it. It reminded me of what I should have hooked onto the back of it that would play right after she was finished. If I have it in my studio, yeah, I got it here. Now, maybe I could put these kind of clips on. Put these kind of clips on that site they're talking about for posterity's sake. And I had a clip of it that played fuzzy. I found a better. Sorry, Kamala, we've run out of squares. We don't have enough room to put you on the wall of lunatics. We'd have to, how big of a screen would you need to fit how many lunatics there are out there? So, let me see what's going on in the chats. Yeah, probably are plastic. Sissy, I don't know. Hi, Ann. Did I say hi? already? I don't know. Let's see. If I said hi twice, I don't know. Yeah, Kim, you're right. If I had half the energy and intellect, because he's quick on his feet, he's got a great memory, and hey, what's that Toby Keith song? I ain't what I once was. That's where I'm at. But even in my finest hour, I couldn't keep up with Donald Trump, and I admit it. And I wasn't no pushover. I was pretty smart and pretty quick on my feet. But, used to be's don't count anymore, right? So, here's a picture. These pictures, some people get offended by them. Some people think they're cool, but I've been seeing these pictures for years. And one of the first ones that I had, it said underneath, "I'm getting stronger." Do these offend you, or do you think they're cool? Let me put this up. Does that offend you, or do you think they're cool? I was going to put on underneath that, just in capital letters, "stronger." Island Girl, why is the White House on the camera lit up in red? I have no idea. It is October, Miss Vindersue likes it. Colette, how you doing? Says cool. Ronald says cool. Yeah, I had some close friends of mine. They said it grossed them out. That was years ago, though. That was years ago before, it started being. Plus, older people, they don't. Use that for wallpaper. Get a screenshot of it. I'll type "stronger" underneath it. "I'm getting stronger," or just "stronger." Here, compare that to this right here. Which one do you want? Remember, I fired thousands of servicemen in the military for not taking the shot, while letting millions of unvaccinated illegals into our country. Remember this on Election Day. Yeah. You know what I heard about? I watched a video about this Sinwar guy. He's a storm. That's right. This Sinwar guy. In one scenario that they said had been reported, and they did a computer reconstruction of how they took him out. It turned out they took him out with a tank round. I thought it might have been a Stinger or a anti-tank round from a shoulder-fired bazooka or something like that. They used to be called bazookas. In Germany, they're Panzerfaust. But anyway, they did end up firing a tank round in there that took him out. But prior to that, he had two guys with him. It was three of them. And two of them went in one building, and he went in another building. I guess they were trying to draw the team away from the leader. But they spotted him going in that other building. And it turns out that the group of Israelis, they were reserves and trainees. They weren't, they were going through a area that they figured had been pretty much cleaned out, and were doing some training. And they ended up catching a big fish. So anyway, but during the action, they said that Sinwar had two grenades And he threw one of them out in the street, and it blew up and made the squad have to retreat for a bit. And in the computer simulation, it showed him having 2 grenades, one in each hand. And when after they explained the scenario, he ran upstairs, and that's when the drone spotted him, and that's when they fired a tank round. And then they played it out in a computer simulation, and the computer simulation shows him with 2 hand grenades, throws one, and they don't mention it again. Well, that's what I'm thinking is the reason he had a missing hand. He didn't throw that second one quick enough, but they didn't address it in the video. But they showed in the reconstruction, one in each hand. They only showed him throw one. And then when you see the actual footage of him sitting on that chair, he's definitely missing a hand. So I think he blew his own hand off, which wouldn't surprise anybody. But anyway, what came out about that? Deceased Hamas leader Sinwar, bodyguard, worked for the United Nations. Remember when I put up that post where the Israelis had told the UN, get out of the way, you're in the way. They even fired warning shots at UN personnel. They said, we're not playing around. I said that they told them, you've been here almost 20 years, 18 plus years, and you haven't done a damn thing. Now get out of the way. And they found a tunnel for Hamas yards away from a UN supposedly guard tower. Okay, so now they're finding out Sinwar's bodyguard worked for the UN. Then this, Washington Post. What the hell is going on with this? Washington Post gives entire staff a day off to mourn the loss of a Hamas leader. Like I said, this guy had a reputation for being an absolute animal, a vicious person. He's the reason they found those 6 hostages in a tunnel that had been X'd and then executed with one to the back of the head. He's the reason. He's the reason the girl that was famous for a bit because she was in the back of a pickup truck. She looked like a mannequin. She was out cold. And her legs were all bent up and they were driving her around. Then they showed video of her getting her arm wrapped. Both her arms appeared to be broken and they were wrapping them. And they're saying, here she is. We're taking good care of her while they were negotiating. But at the end of the day, she was beheaded. And who God knows what they did to her before that. So this is the guy responsible. And what the hell's Jeff Bezos? Isn't that who owns the Washington Post? What the hell's he doing giving the staff, the entire staff, the day off? I would be insulted if I was an employee. I would be disgusted. So we're finding out who's who. Hi, Stanton, how you doing? Who's who and where their loyalties lie. Who gave them the day off? Let me leave that Mr. T up for a bit. I had a post. Where did I do with it? Here you go. How to fold a UN flag. I've had this for a long time too. See the process, how you do it? You fold in a triangle and you throw it in the trash. That's the proper way to do it. They're not helping anybody. And this one here. What's this? Soros. All right, we got Bezos at the post, okay, giving aid and comfort to Hamas. Soros has funded over $15 million to pro-Hamas organizations through Open Society Foundations. I usually say his name different to not get in trouble. Let's see if I'm here next week, folks. $13.7 million was transferred to a left-wing activist organization called the Tides Center. If I know all this stuff, you know the powers that be know it. And what else? Do I still have it in my studio? Let me scroll down. Oh, yes, I do. Look here. Amazon executive sparks outrage. Who owns Amazon? Jeff Bezos, the same one that owns the Washington Post? Sparks outrage after wearing a necklace with Palestinian flag imposed on the map of Israel as users vow to cancel Prime subscriptions. That's got to be custom made. You can get it in sterling silver or gold. Can you say rad and then dickle? Trash? I got in trouble for saying that one word. All in one piece. Rad and then dickle. Rad. You can put it together. I was talking about Chunk Huger when he was talking about fooling around with a daggone donkey. I'm not kidding you either. I played the clip. This has been a couple of days, but I ran out of time. This guy, Iran's general, was Israel's mole. This is according to CNN, so you don't know if you can trust it or not. But anyway, the story is this guy was getting interrogated, and there's plenty of pictures of him praying, holding his hands together in front of the Khamenei and the mullahs and all this stuff. They said he was a C.I.A. mole. And they said he suffered a heart attack about 3 days ago, being interrogated. Imagine that interrogation. I doubt he's alive. And who knows if he was or wasn't. But you know who first spilled the beans on him? Let's see if I got his picture. Yeah, this guy right here. This guy first spilled the beans. This guy right here. I got this off of Christian Prince, but I saw it on different videos, like Wyon. Okay. The head of an Iranian Secret Service unit set up to target Mossad agents is turned out to be an Israeli agent himself, according to former Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Now, ain't that something how I could say that funny name? You know why I could say that funny name? Is because this guy was president of Iran for a long time. And once they started with facial recognition, people paired his face up with a student, air quotes, student, that was involved in the Iranian hostage crisis in the 1970s. That's how far back this scumbag goes. Okay? He's shown standing right next to a blindfolded American hostage with a firearm. Richard, how you doing? Well, Richard, I meant to tell you, but I didn't see you, that your message to me on Truth did not get through. I haven't heard anything from you, Richard. So you got to be careful what you put in, because they will take it down if it's too sensitive. We have to arrange where we can discuss things and that won't set off their alarm bells. But anyway, just remember Ahmadinejad's face, head of Iranian unit, countering Mossad, said was an Israeli agent, says ex-President Ahmadinejad. This guy has got to be on the list to go. Probably friends of Bezos. Wouldn't you say? I would say. But, you know, things are getting better with the media, right? I don't know about that. Anti-hate exhibit takes aim at Trump. Can you believe this? Astounding. Art exhibit uses Donald Trump's head as a soccer ball. Now, somebody needs to go to jail over that. Incitement. I mean, you can call names, you can do whatever you want, but you can't incite. But we'll see that nothing can stop. And then what is coming, right? And they're going to have to answer. I think I have a meme that I want to put up, but I'm going to wait a little bit because it's too close to these hurricanes we've had. But I will put it up in the future. Here's this one here. Washington Times. Speaker Johnson said illegal immigrants allowed by President Biden's border chaos are showing up at government offices to sign up for benefits and services. When they do, they're being prodded to sign up to vote. Make sure you get a screenshot of this because it's from the Washington Times. I've showed it before. But if we can get on that site that is going to allow posts for the world to see, this is the kind of stuff we want to put up. And the more people that put it up, the more chance that people will see it all around the world. We're getting invaded. Infiltration from within, right? What is this one? Oh. This was in a notification. So I clicked on it. I didn't search for this. But it's just something where it shows they're putting notifications. Goggle is putting notifications on people's phones. They'll click on it, and they'll read this propaganda. Over 140 police officers were assaulted, over 80 from the U.S. Capitol Police, and over 60 from Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. The Capitol was damaged. I think they had 3 broken windows. Government property was destroyed, and other government property was stolen. We all know what the deal is with that crap. Anyway, does anybody remember this? Does anybody remember this one here? I'm not sure if this was in 22 or 23. The date superimposed on there, I'm not sure of. 223 or 222, I'm not sure. Trump posted this. SCOTUS to reconsider hearing case alleging Biden-Harris lawmakers ignored 2020 fraud and broke their oaths. A rigged election is equivalent to war, since both, quote, put into power a, quote, victor, argues plaintiff. Therefore, allegations of a rigged election must be investigated. So is that simmering in the background like Brunson? Just something I found that I had talked about in the past. This is another blast from the past I found. Because it was brought up. It was brought up at the town hall Trump had. What happened to SEAL Team 6? Trump said he would investigate the first week he got in office. Hyde Biden, this is from Oscar the Midnight Rider, and Obama may have had SEAL team and then 6 unalived. Explosive, C.I.A. Whistle, okay, blower, exposes Biden's alleged role with the unaliving of SEAL team, claims to have documented proof, retweet. And who retweeted this? Oh, Donald J. Trump says it right on the top. These are things to keep in mind. And there are people that know and people that are involved. People are going to pay a price. This is a little bit stronger way of saying what we just covered. Newsmax, former President Donald Trump railing about the editing by CBS. 60 Minutes should be immediately taken off the air. Election interference. CBS should lose its license. This is the biggest scandal in broadcast history. I'm going to interject that whoever the officials are at the FCC are cogitating that they very well may be answering to Trump if they don't enforce the law. Okay? Kamala should be investigated and forced off the campaign. Joe should be allowed to take back his rightful place. He got 14 million primary votes. This whole sordid and fraudulent event is a threat to democracy. Sordid and fraudulent. So, yeah, keep in mind the, what do you call it? The undercurrents. You know, it's not just Trump screaming into the wind anymore. The fact is he's going to be the chief law enforcement officer. He's going to do that Title 65, is it? Where you just get rid of people who are not performing properly, no more being protected just because you happen to work for the government. Like the VA employees, he fired, how many did he fire? 9,000? Because they were stealing, they were abusing vets. Nobody could do anything about it. Breaking. And this is a reminder, too, of what I said, proof of what I said. The Pentagon will exempt its Ukrainian operations, in other words, money, from a potential shutdown if lawmakers can't agree on a deal to fund the government per Politico. Typically, when the government shuts down, all military activities stop unless deemed critical to national security. This was from September of last year. That's going to be the case this time around. This time around. They don't pay the military till the government reopens. They don't pay the soldiers if they're not active duty. They have to get a lump sum check after. And that puts a lot of stress on people. Hi, Phil. Hi, Terry. Wanda. I'm just cruising through. Look through the chats. I don't get what you're saying, Richard. Let me see. Where'd that go? Let's see. No notion, truth, not enough word space, nor on X either. Well, you don't have to put the whole thing up. You just make contact with me. Just say, hey, it's me, Richard. And I go, oh, okay. And then we go from there. Don't try to put a whole book in a War and Peace in a tweet. It ain't going to work. You got to Make contact. That's the first step. Did I put this one up yet? Let me see. Clandestine. Oh, yeah, the mainstream media got their talking points. Now CNN compares Trump to Adolf and claim he will, quote, exterminate entire groups of people, unquote. We don't even need to see the internal polls. The MSM are showing us with their panic. They know they're going to lose. Yeah, when you start talking that crazy stuff, let me show you here. Wait. These are Democrats. I know one of them is Wisconsin. Who is this woman? She is a Democrat. And here's one of her ads. See how nice she is and working with workers. And she cares about the people. And she's with Donald Trump, a Democrat.
Tammy Baldwin got President Trump to sign her Made in America bill.
And then she got President Biden to make it permanent.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Yeah, Tammy Baldwin, I approve this message. And who's this other loser? Wait a minute, let me see. It might be this one here. Let me see. Let me see if this is it. Looks like some kind of factory.
Casey bucked Biden to protect fracking, and he sided with Trump to end NAFTA and put tariffs on China to stop them from cheating.
Yeah, Casey in Pennsylvania, he's featuring Trump in his ads, and he's a damn Democrat. That lets Kamala know she's in trouble. They're running away from her. All right, Richard. Sounds good, buddy. Yeah, Debbie, what difference does it make now? Well, you'll find out. So we're going to find out shortly about this government shutdown and how it's going to affect the election. Are they going to try to parlay it into some advantage for the election? Look at this. Look at this blast from the past. How many of you all remember this? This was a Fox News report. Pelosi reportedly said she plans to pull Trump out of the White House, quote, by his hair. And they're wondering why somebody's driven themselves to insanity to try to harm Trump or harm his supporters with that kind of talk. We're going to keep reminding people of what kind of trash they've been supporting. Hi, this is for new people that have been coming since I put this up. This is when Trump does his battle damage assessment. I stomped them into the mire of the street. Let's see, I want to play this one here about Trump at the dinner. Come on, get on the screen. Here we go. Ha ha. This is some of Trump's best jokes. You know, this is a man who can't read a teleprompter, needs a teleprompter, he's weak, and all he thinks about is himself. And we know he's a good guy and he's having a good time, even though he knows how serious this is.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep him away. That's a nasty one. Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
I like that one. Somebody asked me in the comments earlier in the week how to get a clip. I need to tell them or respond to them. You have got a little pair of scissors in your little toolkit there underneath the video. You just slide it sideways, the thumbs up, thumbs down bar, whatever they have there, you slide sideways. There's a little pair of scissors there. You click on those scissors and you can take a clip of my video and share it. You don't have to share the whole video. You can share just part of it. Here, what's this one here? I want to play this. I want to play this. Ha ha. Now this guy, he had some really nasty tweets about Trump back in 2020, okay? I clipped them, but then I erased them because, you know, the past is the past. If he's coming around and awakened, great, okay? So I'll go ahead and play it.
The media has begun discussing the phenomena of secret Trump voters. I don't know if you've heard about this. People who publicly say they would never vote for Trump, but then when they go in the voting booth, they do. It's a small group. They're called the Biden family.
So, yeah, that's another thing that plays into the, is Joe going to make a comeback? Oh, here's what I was going to play while I was putting the Palestinian stuff up. Here's somebody who wants a Palestinian boyfriend. And it happens to be somebody, I don't know if they're what they claim they are or where in their journey they are, I don't know.
I'm looking for a man who's at least 6'1", brown eyes, big nose, thick curly hair, hairy, just like furry, just like a carpet on his chest. Not a Zionist, from a Baba culture, Muslim or open to converting.
Look at the look on his face, open to converting. Oh my gosh. I get that off of there. I thought I had another clip of that comedian, but I don't. All right, I guess you just, all you do is put a message in truth. Say, this is me, mountain man. You know, I got to sleep at some point. I think if you tried to reach me, you put too much stuff in there that they thought might have been not hi, Bambi, that might not have been good, and they didn't pass it through because I didn't see you. I didn't see you message me on X or Truth. Okay, and I'm on both. So that guy that put that story up was taken down. He's been suspended on X for the first time. 38,000 posts. He's never been suspended. Now he's suspended. Ain't that something? Here's something to keep in mind. A bill in Canada to criminalize misgendering. A bill in Ireland to send people to jail for possessing hateful material. The Biden DOJ threw a man in jail for posting memes back in 2016. What's happening to the West? And Elon Musk said, very concerning. All right, Bambi. Appreciate you listening in. What's this one here? Things you learn when you listen to Bernie on Truth and Art TV. Huh? Oh, Constitution First put this up. Chad Wolf, acting U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security during January, you know what the day is, 6, told the committee that the DOD was the lead agency coordinating calls and activities before that special day in January. When he made this statement, some of the committee members were stunned and asked him to repeat himself. In other words, that's why they destroyed the evidence. The Department of Defense was handling calls. Didn't know that, did you? Now keep it in mind. Here's some posts that might interest you. I got to cover up that letter. Subpoena all of Hunter Biden's financial records. DEATH blow. Pandora's, quote, political elite box. How many times you heard Mr. Trump talk about Pandora's box? How about this one? How about this one? Think public and private Twitter accounts. They all have them. These people are stupid. We have it all. Elon's got it all, right? Think private email addresses. Hussein. How many times you heard Trump say Barack Hussein Obama, huh? HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton. LL, Loretta Lynch. They think they are clever. Huh? And how about this one? Let me cover that letter up. What I say, a class action lawsuit? When is it effective? Who controls the narrative? You think about how many people have been damaged by the activities we've been discussing. When do they use class action lawsuits? When there are multiple people that have been affected. Let me give you one example. People that were harmed by the deceptive editing of Kamala's interview on 60 Minutes. That's grounds for a class action lawsuit where thousands and thousands of people can join in. Class action lawsuits. Then you think of all the other stunts they've pulled and damaged people through fraud, misrepresentation, misinformation, disinformation. Not just 60 Minutes, all right? All the news organizations, ABC, The View, okay? People that have incited others and caused harm. You can read the rest of that post, of course. And this one here. That one I scribbled the letter out. Here was their warning. June 27, 2018. Post 1602. If you continue to proceed down this dangerous path, only know that we are prepared. You should know this based on earlier drops. SA, National Guard, mill assets, activate U.S. soil. What did we just see? What did we just see get approved? The game is over when the public knows. The fight to keep the lights off is all that matters to you. You will fail. The American people are awake. You lost control. Sheep no more. You underestimated their resolve and their ability to free think away from the pipeline narrative. We will declass. We will shine light. There is nowhere to hide. No amount of money, influence, or power can stop this. Our rights to secure and protect at all costs then become justified. We stand at the ready. Red wave, white squall, in God we trust. That they were put on notice. You continue to go down this path. What's going to happen? Who is we? Our rights to secure and protect at all costs will then become justified. Namely, you keep it up after you've been warned and after you've been told. That's when we exercise not only our rights, but our duties. And it's coming around. Oh, Gary, put up some booms. Let me see if I got... Well, let me put up some... Gary, that's right. We the people rolling. Let's see. Let me put up some hearts. And there they go. Oh, that's some kind of confetti. Where's my hearts? Here we go. There we go. There we go. And I put up some fireworks. Ha ha! Pow! 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 If I had Chuck Schumer's face up there, I'd set off a BOMB, but I don't have his face up there, so I won't. I'll send a bird flying across. I'll send a bird. Thank you, Gary, for helping out with buying me a coffee. And Mike and Bev helped out earlier tonight. I appreciate it. Miss Minsu helped out this month. Lone Wolf, hilarious. And Angela, I appreciate it. What else can I put up? Well, I'll put this up anyway. Just as long as it don't hit Mr. T. Where is it? Pow! There we go. Here we go. Pow! Pow! That's just little party fireworks. They don't hurt nobody. Ha ha! Miss Mendelsohn put up some boom boom booms. Ha ha! Ronald put up some hearts. All right. Thank you, Gary. So, let me see. I want to make sure I've got everything that I put in the studio, because sometimes I'll be so far into time-wise that I just can't put up everything that I put in there. Oh, I got one for sure you want to see. 3 things for sure you want to see. 4. Remember, I put this up a couple of times. This was actually being put up in schools. Fight bigotry. 98% of straight men are unwilling to date trans women because of hatred. This has to change. See, if you don't date a trans woman, you are a bigot. That's what they were telling our kids. Oh, well, speaking of kids, National Human Trafficking Hotline. See it right there? There's a hotline. 888-373-7888. Right? and they speak Espanol. Wait a minute, what's this drop say? The Clinton Foundation. Same phone number. Isn't that something? And that ties into something else I put up many times. I put up this from Fox News. People didn't believe it. Initial analysis of laptop. Wiener. Thousands of emails. Hillary Clinton and Foundation crime against children. But wait a minute. This was on a post. Why is the FBI's top child prawn lawyer involved in the Hunter Biden laptop case? Special Agent Joshua Wilson. Starting to see a pattern here? Do you see a pattern? We haven't heard anything about Hunter. Trump keeps bringing up the laptop. And that brings us to this. The attempted coup. We've heard Trump use that word. We had heard the comedian use that word. Kash Patel used that word in the last couple of days. You see the word there, treason, opens the public door to more serious. The pill must be easy to swallow. The lead-in. The public must be prepared for what is about to come. And takes us right back to what we just read about. The Clinton Foundation, and look at all those pluses. Plus, 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 plus. Not just the Clinton Foundation, but all these other groups. One of which is, I'm sure, the one I showed about Soros, right? Sorosio. Psalm 94, 20 through 21. Can wicked rulers be allied with you? Those who frame injustice by statute. They band together against the life of the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. That's what the wicked do. The Constitution says we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But they frame injustice by statute. They band together against the life of the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. It's a broken record, folks. Humanity's story always goes back to the siren call of tyranny. They embrace it. Some of the ignorant embrace it. We have to teach them. Here's something that got on truth. People that hate Putinian, right? Is the media ever going to report this quote from him? Quote, look at what they do to their own peoples. The destruction of the family, cultural and national identity, perversion, and then the use of children are declared to be the norm. And priests are forced to bless same-sex marriages. Putin suspends U.S. nuclear treaty. This wasn't reported on. His reasons for doing it weren't reported on. The START treaty was under Ronald Reagan. Vladimir Putin suspends U.S. nuclear treaty, tells Russians West wants to, quote, finish us forever. he announced a unilateral suspension of long-standing New START agreement that limits nuclear development. And the reasoning was, look what they do to their own people. What do you think they're going to do to us? They destroy their own families, their own culture, their own national identity. They introduce and inversions, and what they do to their kids. Where's he missing anything? Something else to think about, folks. Just a reminder that former Senate Sergeant at Arms Michael Stenger, who was head of the Capitol Police Board and in charge of J and then 6, blamed the violence on, quote, professional agitators, unquote. Now he's DEAD. Remember him? Just stuff to keep in the back of your mind. And here we have a little poke at Kamala. Trump versus 90% of the media for 8 years. Kamala's first tough interview. Yes, he's definitely on the side of his own people, as he should be. As he should be. And here's something else to keep in mind, folks. Might want to get a screenshot of it. Put it on Meta and just say, I'm just going to leave this right here. Communist Control Act of 1954. Trump's already told us about the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Long title. An act to outlaw the Communist Party, to prohibit members of the communist organizations from serving in certain representative capacities and for other purposes. You can't swear an oath to the Constitution and then espouse communist ideology. It is an anathema to the Constitution. Period. It's like saying, I want to take my vows as a priest, but I believe in Satanism. Well, no, you can't. And this was over a year ago. Trump said this. Just in. Trump tells citizens to drop down and pray over nuclear fears. All these little nuggets and a lot more, because I am not some library of everything in the world. There's so many other things to look out for. And we have to be prepared for all this little nastiness that they could possibly throw at us. Who else is sweating besides the FCC if Trump gets to be president? The National Archives. Trump mentioned that the National Archives had a communist influence. Email show National Archives secretly coordinated with Biden's lawyers to retrieve classified documents from Penn Biden Center before midterm elections. Can you say election interference? Can you say obstruction of justice? Can you say interfering with an investigation? Oh, I think so. I just did. Joe Biden offered Vladimir Putin, oh, wait a minute, What did he offer? 20% of Ukraine to end the war. This was last year. Joe Biden offered Vladimir Putin, if they say that Trump is going to give all this, give in to Putin and all this stuff. Hey, Biden already offered 20% of Ukraine to end the war. A peace proposal reportedly submitted on behalf of Joe Biden in mid-January offered Russia's territory the size of Ukraine's eastern Donbass region. So they can't put it all on Trump. Oh, I already put that one up. Wait a second. I want to put this up. Not a peep out of the media. What is this, folks? Looks like cash and a jacket. What is that? Hard to read, but some wild details in the Menendez indictment found in the home. Over $480,000 in cash. Nearly $500,000. Much of it stuffed into envelopes and hidden in clothing closets in a safe. Along with $70,000 in Nadine Menendez's safe deposit box. As well as over $100,000 worth of gold bars. They found him guilty. We're not getting any reporting on this. It makes me wonder what they would find in the Biden homes. Diamonds, taxpayer cash that traveled to Ukraine and back, to name a couple. Some wine, perhaps? There has to be more than, I can't read the rest of it, something wardrobe. This is a huge story. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez, who had already been accused of dealing with young ones and got out of it, been convicted. Nobody's reporting on it. It's amazing. But this right here. Just remember this when you get frustrated. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Aristotle said that. Hi, Christina. There has been so much money funneled through Ukraine, and that is just the tip of the iceberg. You think all these other countries have been getting aid and all these politicians are getting kicked back. The American people would be flabbergasted. There is no need for personal income tax. You have tariffs and you get rid of the corruption, and this country would be doing better than any time in human history. A civilization will thrive better than any time in human history if we didn't have these wicked people, okay, that I already read about. But here's a lady, she's over 100 years old. I believe she's maybe 105, I'm not sure. But I'll leave her with the last word. You see she's got her little doggy there. Boy, doesn't she look good for 105 years old. I don't care. She might be 102. I don't know. I don't remember. She'll tell you how old she is. But God bless her. She looks good. I'm going to leave her with the last word. Let me see what... Yeah, we're going to find out a lot about the cash. But anyway, folks, I'm going to, before I play this video, I just want to let you know I'll be going live Maybe Sunday or Monday. We'll see. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live and you can join us. I appreciate everybody tonight who tuned in to be with us in the chats or just sitting back listening like Christina was and Bambi. So anyway, I appreciate you spending your precious time with me. Keep your chins up. Things are going to get better. And I will be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
My name is Rosalie Cianelli. I'm 105 years old. My days are numbered, not yours. You can't have another 4 years of this administration. You please vote for President Trump. He's the only one now that can turn this country around. We are in dire need of a new administration.